Okay, welcome back to the Nikki Clarke Radio Show, coming to you out of Toronto, Canada. And on the line with me is a very special woman. She is what you call a mindset coach and business strategist to entrepreneurs. Please welcome Anita Heidema to the show.
Thank you.
How are you doing, Anita?
I'm doing wonderful.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And you know what? I think it would be 1 year today, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe off by a couple of days, that you were on the Nikki Clarke Show live in Toronto.
Yes, it was a wonderful experience to be sitting with you and going through it with the group that we had. It was a great day. Yeah.
Wasn't it a great day? I really enjoyed myself and the Christmas carols and I think that you had left the very next day to Florida. What was the trip like for you?
Well, it was unfortunately. It was supposed to be a much better trip than it was. I went down with my daughter, and I was actually doing some book signings down there, and because my book came out last December, Vitality Knocks, and I was doing some book signings, and I had some events I had to go to, and I was going down with my daughter, and so all was looking good, and I was heading on down, and then unfortunately, when I got there the day after, I found out that unfortunately my mom was about to pass away, so I had to zip on back, and she unfortunately did pass. But, you know, the high and the low. At the time when I was on the show, I was pumped because, you know, I had the book signings and all that kind of coming around, and then, everything seems to fall apart at times, you know, and that was one of them, unfortunately.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Well, how did you, how do you pick yourself up from that, you know, did it happen suddenly, or is it something that was a gradual thing with your mom?
Well, my mom actually was diagnosed with Alzheimer's about 3 years ago, and so there was a journey to it for sure. And being that I'm the only family member here, a lot of it had laid on my shoulders, and I look back, and it's incredible how strong you can be when I realize, how did I write the book? How did I keep the business going? How did I do all of that and be there for my mom? And it was a very difficult transition for sure. But at the time when I was going down to sign for the books, things were looking up for her, and I had her in a safe place so that I thought everything was going to work out well. The transition on that is, you know, with life, we have our ups and downs, and, you know, a lot of times I talk about the 3 pillars, which are the foundations, and you have to build that foundation because, you know what, in life, when these things hit you, you have to keep strong. You know, you got to keep rooted. I always think of, you know, when I go through experiences, large or small, that are still upheaving, you know, I think of myself as that root tree and that oak tree, and that you're rooted in the ground, and you have to be because, you know, life does come at you in different ways. From that, I've you know, I do a lot of meditation CDs that are around my hypnotherapy because I'm a hypnotherapist, and one of them is about grieving, and I'm going to be launching it soon, but it's, you know, it's those transitions in life and those things that you go through, you know, that and that make you stronger, and it's part of it, and it's an unfortunate thing. And my mom and I were very close. You know, it was her and I that were here, and you know, the rest of the family's in Holland, or my brother's in Vancouver. But yeah, it is a difficult thing for sure.
Okay. Now, you mentioned the book. Can you talk to us a little bit about Vitality Knocks and what it entails?
Well, Vitality Knocks, it's an odd thing because I get up in the middle of the night, and I think it happens to some people, and I get these thoughts and ideas. And my thought and idea was to write a book, and about a girl named Vitality. And Vitality actually was my avatar, my client, my ideal client at the time when I first started the business. And I do service men and women, but at the time this was the female. I had a little stick figure of her actually, and I called her Vitality. Well, I started to write about this girl named Vitality and her life lessons, because in life we learn so much. We have so much in our tool belts, from getting certificates here. You know, I've got my hypnotherapy, NLP, I've got my coaching, but really it's life experiences that really take you from A to B and help you build that foundation I talked about earlier on to get through life and those things that you need to move forward and however that is you want to be. So I thought, what a great opportunity to be able to write about Vitality and her reflecting back on her life and how she maybe had listened to her intuition and what that felt like. And then when the reader would actually read the book in each chapter, and usually you're supposed to read one chapter a night, You look back on your life, and maybe, that gut feeling that you got and that stomach upset or whatever was your body telling you not to do something or to do something. And you need to listen to yourself and what that is, or when there was wisdom in your life, or, when there was something with a relationship, how to deal with that and to bring that back. So I have readers read the book, one chapter a night, and then when you actually dream at night, sometimes some epiphanies come to you. So that's sort of what the premise of the book is, and it's short 11 chapters and one chapter a night. So that's how it kind of came about. It's a fictional story, but it's also a self-help.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah, and it took off to be Amazon. Sorry?
No, go ahead.
It took off to be Amazon bestseller actually for December 1st last year, so I just had the anniversary, which was kind of
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
Congratulations. That's awesome. Now, tell me a little bit what a mindset coach is.
Well, we all have these little gremlins that I call them that are in our minds, and our minds are so powerful. So with my hypnotherapy and my NLP and my master coaching, what I've done is I've put everything together, and I call myself a mindset coach, because not only do we talk about the mind and creating where we're going to go in our future through quantum physics and how we're going to do that, we also have to look back into our past at those limiting beliefs and those things that stop us. A lot of times there's fear that's in there, and being aware of those little gremlins that come to you and say, you know what, you can't do that, you're not enough, or whatever that is, and taking charge of your mind. But also in the programs that I'm going to be launching, Mind Your Business programs for next year, I'm going to also get into brain health and what that is to be able to get the most out of your brain. And with my mom and her mind loss that she had, even though she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's and really had Lewy body, it still was a brain function, and it's keeping that brain healthy and how you can do exercises to do that. So I tie everything in my Mind Your Business programs and workshops that I'm doing for 2016 about reaching all those different areas of the brain, whether it's your past and those limiting beliefs, whether it's bringing those affirmations and bringing the quantum physics to your life and how you're going to create it moving forward, or that brain health that you're going to bring to your mind. So that's why I call myself as a mindset, because when we start a business, an entrepreneur is so different from working for somebody else. You need to get yourself in that proper mindset and how that is that you want to be able to run your business and move forward. So,
do you think entrepreneurs are born, or do you think they can be made?
I believe it can be made. I think it's easier for an entrepreneur that it's born in them. But that's why a lot of times the business strategies and the mindset can be developed and how you're going to do it. But some of them is just a natural instinct. A lot of being an entrepreneur is getting over that fear and just having an instinct to go for it. And that's definitely something that I find that, and that security. I mean, the security of having a job, you think there's a security. It isn't always the case. I know that from myself as a fact, and many other people. You run into those situations, but you feel that security. So I believe it's something that you can definitely develop, for sure.
Okay, all right. And what are some tips that you would offer an entrepreneur? You're a strategist to entrepreneurs. What advice do you find that you're giving out all the time when people approach you about, coming up with their business plan or how to execute certain things?
Well, I find it's very, my background, why I call myself a business strategist is I was 27 years in the corporate world in business, and I've been trained at, through a Harvard business program through them. So I have that back end sort of thing around business and what that is. So I've got the mind and the actual strategies that you use. And in my coaching programs, I have one that goes throughout the whole year, and I talk about what you need to do to get started. So a lot of times people don't have a plan that's properly adjusted to what is suitable for them. They might look at ABC person over there, or Sally or Peter or whatever that is, and go, you know what, I want to be like them. But it really hasn't sunk in to suit their lifestyle and what they're wanting to do. So it's really getting them to understand that proper business plan. And I know it sounds so cliche, the business plan, but at the end of the day, that's what it is. And the marketing plan and the action plan to be able to put those things in place, and really understanding what that is you want. Like some people, they go and they want to have a storefront business, and they don't realize the amount of time and what that is involved into doing that. So their heart is not fully into it. And So you need to be able to know what that is first to really start, and then put those proper business strategies in place that are key for your business and how they're going to grow. And some people, they end up putting these things in that, again, they don't focus on what it is and their plan is in moving forward, and they look too much at what everyone else does, and they start spinning their wheels, throwing in different things and different ideas that don't necessarily work for what their business is. So I would say the first thing is always clarity, so that you have that proper focus on what you're going to do.
Okay. Amazing. And what are some of the projects that you're involved in for 2016?
Well, I'm of course doing my group coaching program. That's really my academy, and we go through the whole steps. Like I just had my first session yesterday, and getting people prepared. I always say in December it's the best to get yourself prepared, because a lot of times we kick back too much over the holidays, which it's important for balance, and we do need to have some kickback. But it's getting that those plans in place, and then once a week working through what that is and how you're going to develop it through business strategy and mindset, because, a lot of times you go through those weeks, you're in February and the weather is depending on where you are, because I do have people from all over, but the weather brings you down or something brings you down that's happened, and it's being able to focus that. So of course it's the academy, and I also am launching a lot of workshops and speaking engagements. It's called Mind Your Business, and it's getting into the mind and understanding, again, those three factors I talk about, the gremlins that hold you back, and it's knowing that, because everyone can be different. And it's understanding that and stopping it. And then through hypnotherapy, I do a lot of different programs in that with the Mind Your Business, and also things moving forward with quantum physics, and also the brain health, which is, I don't know, for me, I'm getting older too, and I can find I'm getting more and more forgetful and brain fog. So I'm finding that in my research, I'm learning more and more on how to stop a lot of that and bringing that to my clients as well. And I'm looking at an event at the end of the year, so there's going to be more in tune on that. And just promoting a lot more of my book, because I do end up giving a lot of the proceeds to this foundation that I've opened up in my mom's name. So I'm doing a lot of that for 2016 as well.
Okay, fantastic. And here's a question for you. What inspires you, Anita?
Over the years, it's always been an interesting thing, but a lot of it, like I look at some of my teenage years, and I've always had that inner fire within me. I mean, I remember buying my first house when I was 21 and worked like 3 jobs and bought a car when I was 16.
That's quite an accomplishment. Yeah.
Yes, I've always had that little burning desire in me. But you know what? I really am inspired by my children. I love them to death. And, when I brought them into my world, it just was such an amazing feeling. So
how many children do you have?
I have 2 of them. Yeah, I've got a boy that's 20 and a daughter that's 18. I think you met that day that
yes,
I stopped by the
I met
show.
the 18-year-old. Yes.
Yeah. And they're wonderful kids. So I find, it just keeps me grounded and keeps me focused, and that's a big part of what I am and who I am and what I do. So it's been great. It's been a great journey for sure.
Fantastic. Anita, I'm very happy to have you on the show, and to, be able to talk about I know you do many things, just a little kind of a snapshot of all the achievements that you've acquired over the years. But I'm sure people would love to know how to reach out to you for the many skills that you have. So could you give us your website and any other contact information?
Well, the website right now, presently, I'm going through some changes. Is www.yijgroup.com. I do a lot in social media, so come reach out to me in Facebook. Probably is one of the most active, and it's at Journeys for You, which is my site to go to. And again, you can also email me at anita@yijgroup.com. So I'd love to hear. I also have a program called Ask Anita that I put together, and I have people send me questions, and then I answer them on air. So lots of exciting things to be able to help entrepreneurs and people in their life. So
where do people reach you for Ask Anita?
Well, Ask Anita, a lot of people email me. You'll see a lot of on my membership site through my website. You get the actual ones. Every Sunday, there's an Ask Anita that's aired, and it just is answering a question to a client. I've been doing this for a few years now, but clients will send me questions and ideas and thoughts, and I just started again last Sunday. I think it was three tips on what to do in the morning when you get up. So, things like that people ask me, or business tips, and there's just a whole array of things that people have asked me over the years. So, you can find me, and there's a few of them that are on my website as well, so at yijgroup.com.
Fantastic. Anita, thank you again for sharing all the great news of the things that you're doing, and I'm sure that we'll catch up with you again with some more developments of your business, and I know all the wonderful things happening in your personal life. So we appreciate you. Thank you, and hope to hear from you soon.
Oh, thanks so much, Nikki. You're such an inspiration. I really appreciate this time.
Oh, you're more than welcome. All right. You have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Thanks, Nikki. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.